Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are happy to have you folks here with us. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Please and thank you. Good to have all of you here with us. Do let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. We got a show tonight, apparently. That's what they tell us. That's what they tell us. Rosie Rose and Mandy and Marlin. Good to have all of you. Lashley, good to have you. Mandy, Angela, Nigel, Marcia's here. Melissa, Desiree. Good to have all of you on the live. Caroline is here too. Not forgetting Auntie Sandra Hanover, touring the world. Good to have you here with us. Good to have you here, Mark, wherever you're joining us from tonight. Good to have all of you. I got my hands over y'all. Can't see. I got to hold it higher. Can't see. Let's see. Take a white shot. A very white shot. Good to have all of you here. Mark and Penelope, Alison. Romel is here too. Wendy is here too. You know. Yeah. The whole gang is here. Good to have all of you. All of you here with us. Yeah, wake up. Good. I don't know why we in this country can't mind our own business. Let us just mind our own business, so bad. Shucks. So I went out to eat today, Didn't know it would turn into something. I just went out to eat. You mean you can't even get a little If I carried my money, how y'all want to tell me if I must eat some of the food there, if it's a buffet, or if I must take some home? You're lucky in this kind of economy, people are fetching out the whole pan. The rice, the chicken, the salad, everything. If I go to the place, you all allow me. I beg you. Allow me. Not long min. Allow me la do my thing. I wish you would mind your own business. I'm there eating. People got cameras and all kinds of things you want to know. Who know? Who know the whole thing? Right? You ever been someplace to eat and the food was nice and you, Karen, Wendy, Mark, you want to carry home some of this thing? First thing, we live in a culture where your parents tell you, Tracy, Joyce, Joy, Brenda, Gail Watson, you can't go out and eat nothing you bring home. That's bad manners. You got a hungry mother at home, hungry father. You go to eat and you carry home nothing. Naomi, Naomi, sorry, you're getting some trouble today in some comments there. See you. You couldn't go out when we were growing up and you carry home something. First thing, you couldn't eat out. You had to pack the food and you better carry the food home. Was I the only person? You all trying to tell me I alone grew up like that? You couldn't go out and eat and you didn't carry home food. Licks you would get. Of course, the parents are making sure the thing was healthy for you. They didn't poison you out or anything like that. But you have to carry home the food. Now you got all these things. You got to wonder who thinking what and who saying what and who unlike you. I go to eat, light and peace now. Stop flashing cameras now, this nonsense. What is it? Look, my wife went out over the weekend with some friends celebrating something. I don't even know. Every weekend she's celebrating something. I gotta watch it. But she was telling me at this place, she said at King something, she said the fish was lovely. I said, I get good fish home here, so I know you're telling me. Right? I said, I got good fish home here. She said the fish, she said, Sharon, the fish was lovely. But she said, Sharon, she said, babes love my king, all them kinds of things. Your Majesty. You understand how you women is doing. She said the fish was lovely. You know, in my mind, I went back. You know, I went back to the old days. I said, in my mind, you should bring home peace. You know, you should bring home peace. The gas, the cat room by itself. Bring. Said the fish was, you know, we not big food people, but we know good food, you know, when we taste it. I know good fish when it's in my mouth and I taste it. There I was. Packing my boxes. Shucks, man. You can't think in peace with these people in this country here. Such a fasting people. And this blew up on fatty internet. My God. I said to fasting people. But that being said, folks, that's the light part. Bring y'all in easy. I want y'all. Bring y'all in easy. Because we got a lot of things to talk about on fatty internet. For me, Lester, Ivan, Jackie, Yvonne, Vanessa, I am happy there's a part in our day that we could just smile. You might live in a house where nobody's smiling with you, you know, because you bring home fish in a long time. Or perhaps the fish no longer tastes as great as it used to by your end. But I'm happy that we got a little spot, you know, Carlton Smith, Brenda and Rosetta Barton, Bascom, Henrik, we got a little space here. We could think for yourself, and it's a safe space for all the fish lovers. It's a safe space we got here. Vanessa said, my mind. What's happening with your mind there, Vanessa? Vanessa said, my mind. Good to have all of you watch. 1,400 of you on. We're a couple of minutes into our broadcast. And 83 emojis. So y'all come out of y'all mind now and hit that emoji button. Because when I see those low shares and those low emoji buttons, I say a lot of people are getting the valid and credible information. And that bothers me just a little bit. It bothers me a little bit. Folks, welcome to the broadcast. Wherever you're joining us from, remember to hold my hands high because we can. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, happy to have all of you here with us on our broadcast as we kind of wade through some of the things that made the news over the last 24 to 48 hours, especially those things that might have happened in politics. Especially, we give you some other things, you know, and human interest stuff and so on and such and so forth. By the way, that video of my outing it's on my Facebook profile. I'm watching it backstage here. A couple of the things that made the news, you know, sometimes you wake up good. And for your own mind, buy the chicken, people fighting you. Your own mind the fowl, buy the chicken, people fighting you. Look, if I want to carry home food for my mother, my wife, my mother-in-law, you see, family get big, you know, and then my sister-in-law like eat too. So 4 boxes, that's 4, right? And then I got my little son, bow-leg raccoon, he like eat as well. So it's all that we got to deal with, you know. All that. Check on with my $5. You want to have a happy marriage or not? You want to have a happy marriage or not? Listen, a lot of men don't understand this. A lot of men don't understand this. You good with your sister-in-law and mother-in-law, right? You good with your wife ever. Sister-in-law and mother-in-law, the family generally, right? You wife don't even have to like you. Once they like you, you good to go. She could go home 500 times. She mother can say, get back there. I'll teach you something. So I gotta carry food for them. I gotta carry food from the Marriott from my mother-in-law when I touch down. I gotta put aside a little thing for the sister-in-law. That's how things happen. You don't understand this country. You don't understand this country. It's a hard economy. Sometimes people go out. They don't know when again. You know, they don't know when again. You seeing things like you seeing on this buffet. right? You got to take it now. It's now for now. You can't say come back later, come back next week. Them prices, you can buy Wagyu every day, every week. $70,000 Wagyu steak. Now for now. You see? You're going to learn. You're going to learn. Who me said talking about my wife again. You see that? Habit. It's bad habit of mine. Bad habit of mine. I want to see what she's doing behind me back. If she's going to say, my husband, I like them kind of women. My husband, you see, my husband. He was tired of me. Tired. That being said, folks, let's actually get through a couple of things. I saw your boy Irfan Ali, the president of the Cooperative Oil Producing Republic, was out today. 31 cadets, they tell us, completed the standard officers course. Yeah. Congrats to them. Congrats to them. And you know, when I was listening in, of course, only for your benefit. Only for your benefit. I'm trying to save you all the pain. Yeah, but thank God for a friend like me. Saving you all out of, I just giving you all the cream of it. You don't gotta go and wait through all this stuff for yourself. Bam, bam, bam. Headlines. We carry on smartly with other things in our life, you see? Like spending some quality time with your wife, eating fish and visiting fancy places and so on, boxing up food for the in-laws. 31 officers. While I was listening in, I heard Irfan got into politics. You know, Irfan wake up good this morning. Good. You know, pretty run-of-the-mill speech. You know, you can't put in too many big words there and so on. Pretty general and generic. Right? And then Babs make a beeline into politics. I said, what? Say what? What's happening here? You know? What's happening here? But congrats to all the guys. 31 of them. 31. You know, we need some good officers. We need some officers and a couple of gentlemen in the Ghana Defense Force. You know, we got to recapitalize the thing. You see, listen, as I'm here, as we were coming on, I noticed a confirmation from the White House that Trump has given the CIA the go-ahead to do a couple of things in Venezuela. I wonder if it's like the time we had the referendum when they're going to fly out and run away. That is, we came on with that information. I saw Sabak News carried a report on it also, that Trump has given the CIA don't come for fixed road and bridges. If anything, they can break a couple. Right? They're not interested in the welfare of the people. The CIA, when the CIA come in, this regime change. You better believe it. And there's a confirmation today from Trump himself, pointing out several reasons. Right? One of the reasons he said, you're going to want to sit down for this. One of the reasons he said that he gave the okay for the CIA to run operations in Venezuela, he said a lot of mentally ill people were being released by Venezuela and were crossing over the border. He said a lot of mentally ill people. And he said he couldn't have things like that happening. Of course, you know, the war and drugs and all of that by now. But it was very instructive. You see, very instructive. You know, so we were following that, and as I said, we saw a little veer off into the politics there, right? But it is what it is, you know. Political animal that they are, right? Political animal that they are. So they're telling us we had some folks from the Ghana Police Force also that made this cut. Some folks from the Belize Defense Force also completed this standard officers course, 56 standard officer course, 56, and will soon become, and of course by this afternoon they are now commissioned officers, because we did see some of that. They are now commissioned officers, and we really want to say, you know, congrats to all those persons that made the cut. It means something when you have other folks who come to train here with your guys. And you know, lots of those countries, they don't have the jungle situation. They don't have the jungle situation. You know, so I was passing some Heroes Highway today, looking in some of the drains there. I said, well, they got some jungle simulations could happen right here. Heroes Highway, the drains, thick with bush, man. Thick with bush. Simulations can be run here. But I digress. Congrats to all of those persons who made the cut. I have no doubt whatsoever. It's well deserved. No doubt. And of course, as I said, I was there and listening in virtually, and then I heard the veering into the politics. Take a look and take a listen.
We are not the same nation that face uncertainty about its economic future. Today, our economy grows with a speed and scale that has captured the attention of the world. Our social fabric strengthens as communities are connected through better road infrastructure. Opportunities are created and lives are improved. Our international voice deepens, no longer faint but strong, clear, and respected.
That was the Commander-in-Chief, Arfan Ali, giving the charge to those newly commissioned officers at Base Camp in Ghana just today. We thought we ought to share that with you. We got over 2,000 of you on the live already, and we invite you guys to share the broadcast for us so that others get the valid and credible information. And the president did go on to talk about some actual defense issues about, territorial sovereignty and us defending that after spending a quite lengthy time on roads and bridges and so on. But as I said, it is what it is, and we push through. We push through. Congrats to all of the fellas, these newly commissioned officers, whether it's from the Ghana Police Force, the Belize Defense Force, Guyana Defense Force, all of them, congrats. Yet another milestone in your careers as decorated officers. Welcome to this new tier, this new level. Different levels, new levels. Watch out for them. That being said, folks, as we're on roads, we're on the East Bank today. And, we saw this headline late in the evening today that suggests that the police have flooded the East Bank after President's rebuke. This is after that meeting they had with the contractors. And I've made a comment on that today, a commentary on that. You can check it while you're looking at me eat food and fetch home food for the mother-in-law, the sister-in-law, and so on. That's also on my profile, I think, on Credible Sources page as well. We were on the East Bank, and I didn't see the police. I don't know where. Maybe they were on lunch, but a lot of traffic packing up as you head to the Linden Susdak Junction. I didn't see any police. Maybe they went and then they went back to Ivleri. But this flood of police. I didn't see them in the East Bank. I didn't see them. And as we're in the East Bank, and I just heard Irfan talk there about roads and bridges and so on. I wish to bring something to your attention. Might I prevail upon you? Bring some information, valid and credible information to your attention. Besides the eating of the food and the mother-in-law, the daughter-in-law, the sister-in-law, and everybody else. Right? Our roads, we got some problems. Now, that Heroes Highway that goes all the way up to Diamond and then Busby Dam out to the East Bank Road. I noticed a headline. I know the guys got it queued up here, but we're going to be spending another $5 billion, let's say, for extensions to that road. They promised after the American Secretary of State visited Marco Rubio, and he said it was a concussion road, and he gave the whole team a concussion, nearly killed them, and so on, that they were going to asphalt the road. Now, none of that has been done. You don't hear about that anymore, and so on. But That was to allay your fears and to stop you from cussing them. We're going to asphalt the road. Now we hear another 5 billion to extend. What that extension means, when you see them, you must ask them. But outside of all of that, when the Commissioner of Police was there and checking out the roads and so on, we got to be very concerned about the quality of that East Bank Road. Now, listen, folks. Politics is important, but this is not here like and die on. It's not here like and die on. It's very important. There are other things in life. So I give my time to this, but like I got a family, I got kids and so on. There's other things to life, you know? So I try not to like this is the end all, right? I try not to just pull down for the sake of pulling down. Ridicule for the sake of ridicule, you know? But you're going to point out a couple of things when the time warrants that, and it needs to be pointed out. There are a couple of good things, you know? You might get 1 or 2 resignation from them and so on, a couple of good things, we point them out, you know? But the quality of these roads, now that must be damn to Craig Public Road. That road wasn't recently commissioned. I see like that whole road buckling now. One day, expecting heavy vehicles to be on that road. You know, my wife, my wife, and I were in that area a couple of weeks ago. And I was telling her, I said, I feel it for these folks who had a simple street here, and now there's a highway running through it. That could trip you because the noise and everything. Lo and behold, a couple of days afterwards, I saw in the papers, some residents wrote a letter about the dust and the noise and the sand truck and everybody who's suddenly coming through there. You ever wake up good. But I said all of that to circle around the quality of the roads. Notwithstanding the noise and the dust and the big trucks and this and that. You know, I was shocked today. I was coming back through there, having looked at the traffic situation a little bit up and looking for these police. I was looking for them. I looked up the road and I wondered how far I was from them. Couldn't see any of them at all. But as we were coming back, the quality of that Busby Dam to Craig Highway, it kind of troubled me a little bit. Take a look. That is a portion of that road that is already warping. And I thought of former Minister David Patterson when I saw that, and would love to get his thoughts on what I don't have a name for that. The what you call it, the engineering. Anybody watching us as an engineer, what is that effect there? The road is like gum. It is literally warping. It has become wavy. All right? What is the right term there? Y'all have me. I'm not an engineer. I'm not this kind of road engineer or construction engineer. Whatever is the right designation. But that road was open about, what, a month ago? 2 months ago? And the whole thing is like a seesaw. Linton Ben has a name there. Right? Hard at top, soft at bottom. He has a name there. Look, another portion of that very road. I gotta fire off a letter to the editor about this tomorrow. You know, I'm gonna put up a post about it. I'm gonna put on a statement on this. I was really and like I said to you folks, now this is not to embarrass or anything like that, but I don't know. Maybe they don't drive that road. Maybe they fly the air dash from wherever they are to Teddy Jagan International. So they're not concerned, but that's why for months that traffic was building up, but suddenly Irfan wake up and realize you got a traffic problem and summon everybody. So maybe they air dash to Teddy Jagan International. We ain't got big money like that. So we got to use the road. The whole thing is warping. Folks, I took my eyes off the comment for a second. So if you mention it, Yours is AI undulating. Sorry, it says it's alley undulating road. Is that the scientific engineering term? The undulating, right? I don't know the correct term. The road. I think the car bouncing up the road, wavy already, right? Wavy. There is no pun intended. It's a cheap work. Cheap work. Again, I just want to do this for the sake of doing it. But you ever wake up good, and then go and bust me down to Craig Highway Road? Look at another portion of this road here. Look at another portion of the road. This road just opened. I don't think this road could hold up for 3 months. A lot of the trucks use this bypass. Right? A lot of the trucks. I don't know if they didn't build it for that kind of weight. I don't know what is it, but the whole thing is just like gum. It's just like gum there. Again, I wish to draw that to the attention of the authorities, right? Tomorrow you can see Wayne got us on the page and say, "Oh, we went there," and we think. They seem to just look at what we do and trying to score some points. But it is what it is. If that's what it takes to fix the road for the residents there, that is what it takes, right? Because I don't know what y'all call this. What y'all call this? I see y'all call it. Is it Tire Balance Road, Chin Sing? Y'all look off for me, you know. Chewing Gum Road, Katian, right? Even said the hydraulic truck smashing up the road. I just know this big truck. You see, she's trying to cough for me now. Hydraulic truck, big truck. But we gotta be worried about the, what you call it? We have to be worried about value. Sharon and Wilma, Ivor, right? Ivor said the road like speedboat right to Supernam. Same thing, Ivor. Same thing. That is how it is. So we saw that. We said, wow. One of the commissioner of police saw that while he was there, or he wasn't there for that purpose. He was there for inspecting the road. I was just there to manage traffic. You know some people like that? Working to rule. I wasn't there to check on the road, sir. You know, I was there to make sure the traffic didn't fall in the hole that is being created there. That's why I was there. That being said, folks, you know, I'm going to watch that a little bit. You got to watch that a little bit. You know, it is what it is. The whole thing, just as you coming through that stretch of the road there, even on the turn, you know, you're turning, the final turn to get to Craig, or to the first turn onto the highway proper. Got a big bulge developing there. It's madness. So, just in case the folks didn't see it, there you go. Wake up, good. You see, the people did put it in. The folks did put it in. $5 billion expansion for Heroes Highway. I don't know if it's to fix the holes or what it is. You know, this city headline. And of course, you know, Heroes Highway has developed a lot of faults. Even the Schooner to Crane bypass has a lot of holes developed there. I don't know who building these roads, but people used to take pride in their work. I don't find people concern themselves too much. Pride in work? What's pride in work? What him, sir? Pride in work? We gotta have quality, right? Value for dollars spent. That's what is needed. Value for dollars spent. $5 billion more. I think that whole road probably cost about $40 billion. They did it in portion. Was it 10 here, 50, sir, 24 over, sir? I don't know what it is. But value is not just to be to heap criticism on the regime, but you can't miss that. It's so glaring. It is so glaring. It's so glaring. And again, the sick country that we're in. We told you a little bit about this morning. The rape of a 5-year-old in the hinterland. Some people sick. You hear me? They're sick. 5-year-old can't get no enjoyment. Right? You only got a couple bobs in your pocket and you get a full package. What 5-year-old could give you? What 5-year-old could give you? If you can't get it by the dint of whatever it is, they even allow you to pay for it now. 5-year-old. Jesus of mercy. I wish they lost these folks away somewhere, somewhere. Let the law have its course. How we treat young people in this country, my God, it leaves a lot to be desired, A lot to be desired. They said this dastardly act happened on October 9th. The child was found bleeding, and after the mother left the house to make a phone call and all of that. And then boom, nonsense. You can wreck up somebody's life like that at 5 years old, man. Jesus have mercy. Bring back the hangman, that's what I say. Bring back the hangman. I understand the United Nations, this and that, and charter and this and that against cruel and inhumane punishment. Listen to me. Bring it back. Bring it back. That's what I'm telling you. Bring it back. Then I think I saw the ministry also had words with how the story was released on social media. Ministry was very, very upset how the whole matter unfolded and said like too much information was being given out on social media. Right. TMI, too much. Too much info. Too much info. According to the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, very critical of the circulation of the information about this 5-year-old. Right? Officials from the ministry said sharing of the details of the incident was and certain parts of it was irresponsible. Here we are. But it went on to say that they've provided psychosocial support and they've conducted a forensic interview. Right? Don't leave all kind of people to churn. I understand why some people operate the way they do with the kids, because you got some beast in this country, you can't turn your eye for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And as we undone, we said the other day, the common refrain is, you'll know a lot about a nation, how it treats its dead. And then the kids, look how we treat our kids. Look how we treat them. Look how we treat them. A family is seeking justice for a 7-year-old struck by a canter. Firish village under quarantine. Seeking justice. You are run behind people now. Right? Tikwan Scarville. It's a young man's name. 7 years old. And look the trauma in their young lives. Rape, accident. Look the trauma. They tell us that the young man, Tikwan Scarville, he's now recovering from serious brain injuries after a canter truck struck him along the Kilcoy Public Road on October 3rd. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. And let me arrive alive. Slow down. Slow down. They tell us as well that surgeons have removed part of his skull to relieve swelling. And his mother says he now suffers from memory loss and behavioral changes. This is going to be a long road to recovery. And if you don't have the money as a family, if you don't have the money as a family, I hope the government chips in and help. Move a piece of his skull to relieve the swelling. He now suffers from memory loss and behavioral changes. This is the photograph we have up. It was when he was at the hospital. And she, the mother, expressed frustration that the driver was released within 72 hours. And she's urging the authorities to progress with the investigation. Somebody could maim your child and gone on with their lives like nothing. That's the country we got. You hear all the lofty things about roads and bridges, and human life is like nothing in this country. It's like nothing. We got to change that. We got to change that. Think when you son or daughter, when I got in the box, you take a little asphalt and throw it in. You can't carry that with you. Can't carry it with you. We ought to do some real work, man, with how we use the road. How we use the roads in this country. It's just atrocious. Atrocious. I come around a turn somewhere, right in the East Bank. The guardrail in the gutter. I thought the guardrail was to prevent the vehicles from going over. Which means the guardrail and the vehicle have to end up in the drain. What kind of guardrail is that? And it just left there, though. So nothing is protecting the homes beyond, you know. It's a wild, wild west of a country. And then we got all these big things we say, transformational and this and that. But if the inside is not transformed, where we going? When a man could see a new bridge, I don't know if it's the Jagdeo name upset you, just pee on it. Where we going? Where we going? I saw some action at this primary school on the East Coast, I think it is. Better for acting. You tell me, them teachers never send a report to the ministry? The ministry turn a blind eye? You got your special need kids. You carry them there and next pigeon board and everything, messing on them in the food and so on. And you want them and how much oil we producing, how much barrels and so on, and them coming for better people's lives in this country? Folks, am I wrong? Am I weird? Choice? Am I weird to think like this? We got to solve a couple problems, man. We got to solve a couple problems. I just hear the ministry rowing, but like the problem even fixed yet. We got to fix some problems, because you know what solve means. We got to fix some problems. God damn it. So we're in the parents and the students there, you know, demanding that the authorities close the school. Pigeon infestation, unsanitary condition. What's the same thing happening at the school in Charlestown? Recently, the kids complain the pigeons fighting with them, picking down the hand and so on, fighting with them. Pigeons saying we territory. You could imagine you kids go to school, you're expecting you kids and pigeon fighting. Fighting with them. Waveney's a big oil country. Changing say pigeons, very disgusting. Naomi said tons of oil. New bridge. New bridge. My mother got to buy water for $10,000. Yes. Yes. Don't buy pipe water and kill you. Yes. You have to pay the $10,000. You're going to pay more medical bills later on. I can pay the $10,000 up front. It's the most disgusting thing ever. We got to change that. Got to change that. They're telling us that a big mall is coming to this open area, if you know the East Coast, where they got the Chateau Margaux chimney, but that they're going to preserve the chimney. I like the song of that. That land has been private lands for a long time and remained untouched for a very long time. And now, Anthony McCall, I think, says that they have been able to procure it, been able to procure this land, and that they're going to preserve the Chateau Margaux chimney there. Did see on social media a kind of depiction of what this mall is going to look like there at Chateau Margaux on the East Coast. I'm just happy they said they are going to try their best to preserve it. Did see a depiction of what this mall is going to look like in that area there. It's a good piece of real estate there. And, the people at Anthony McCall doing the thing and progressing, and do what you got to do. I have no problem with anybody in life in this country advancing, but don't do it on the backs of people, downtrodden and so on, beating down people because you got to make it by yourself. We going up. Let me carry a couple of folks with us. So kudos to the folks there at Anthony McCall. They're pushing the business. Folks got to do what the folks got to do. Folks got to do what the folks got to do. You have to wake up good. See, Anil Rallo today, he said Parliament is going to be convened by the 3rd of November. I think they got up to the 2nd to be within the legal remit of Irfan. Maybe I post enough about the silence of Parliament and the interregnum and all that. The conscience finally pricking them. And then come back and talk about robust legislative agenda and all these things. They can do without Parliament. This is a one-man show. That's how they operate. It's a one-man show. You see. It's a weird thing. Parliament going back. They're not excited about that. Right? They're not excited about that. They're upset. They're upset that they got to come and, see me face upset. Right? But they can tired for see me face. They can tired for see me face. Can't get me out of the race. Moving on, this man Fung. You see what I tell you? Man Fung shot to death on Middle Road. Last I saw people still unknown. Cowboy country, pigeon, board, messing them children. 5-year-old getting raped. 7-year-old getting knocked down. People are coming forward to help the family. See the kind of mad country we're living in? Crazy country we're living in? Wild West. This used to, we had put these things behind us. Gun and tongue and so. Right. This was yesterday morning. I think this man was discovered in a pool of blood on this road. And we're repeating this story for anybody who knows. He was wearing a blue pants and a striped jersey, had a gunshot wound to his forehead. And we're told that investigators recovered a spent shell at the scene. Police are appealing for information as to who this man might be. So just in case one of your relatives didn't come home, just in case. Just in case. Right? Police seeking to find out. I told you this morning that Arif Balkan, judge, like Justice Arif Balkan, he's being sworn in as a CCJ judge. The man has studied the thing, who got an honorary doctorate? God bless you all. But the man studied the thing. Get it now. Justice of the Caribbean Court of Justice. And so Justice Anderson, the president of the court, is here in Guyana to swear in the new CCJ justice. And he paid a courtesy call on President Irfan Ali today. This is the CCCJ president, Justice Anderson, paid a courtesy call on President Irfan Ali Today. Full stop. Moving on. Moving on. So rice and doing nothing, sugar and doing nothing, people moving to marijuana now on these lands. Police said they seized 20 pounds of cannabis. They can destroy that. 70 million worth. Another area was destroyed as well. You see? See? Tough times. People go on to do destructive things. You know, but if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. I ain't care how tough the time stuff. The thing is illegal, stay away from it. Stay out of it. Stay away and stay out of it. Right? So this 20 pounds was found at, I think they tell us it's Region 6. Y'all doing a lot of things here in Region 6. Nick settlement in Region 6 and the quarantine. And then this $70 million worth, again, Region 6. Police destroyed that. 16 acres, right? At Kuyara Creek. And Sabina Point, the Upper Berbice River. It's 95,000 plants and 90 pounds of dried cannabis. They're planting rice and sugar no more. $70 million worth. Rice and sugar fetching them price. And they say you have to sit down and watch the thing all the time. You throw it any place and shoot it up quick. Quick. Running to the finish line. DAG met with some bankers today. AG, Housing Minister Colin Crowell, Vikram Bharat. Right? So they're trying to bridge some gaps. The bankers want some amendments and so on. Some implementation to some laws that were recently passed. The Security Interest in Movable Property Act of 2024, the Electronic Communication and Transactions Act of 2023, and the Condominium Act of 2022. Those were some of the issues and legislation that were raised. Right? We told the parties agreed on guidelines and emphasized that modernizing laws will improve the ease of doing business, rather. Yeah. So you're watching that. Once it redounds to the benefits of the citizen, right? And of course, secret balloting. AG said the clerk in Region 10 was within his remit. That's what he said. Was within his remit to go via secret balloting. And he said it was lawful and democratic. He said the clerk has the discretion to determine the voting method, and that the secret balloting process protects councillors from political retribution. You all try with that. You all tried the AG. You all tried your AG. I think there's where we want to leave it tonight. We know there's a Canadian delegation that is visiting to explore investment opportunities. One of the things that we're following too. And then we see City Hall still got some contention with the people in St. Brianville and that plot of land there, you know, that the building that school on, right? Putting up those prefab containers to house the kids there and the Farnham ground there and so on. Folks, let us resolve this. You know, let us resolve this, and then, folks, I think we can wrap it up here. We'll be going downhill now. Woman was fined for refusing to testify in a domestic abuse case. I want to go further, man. Leffie. Fined $60,000. $60,000. Magistrate Michelle Matthias dismissed the case and fined her $60,000. That's wasting the court's time. This is Joan Ramachar, 20-year-old from East Kanji, Berbice. She had accused her husband of years of abuse, and now she has refused to testify. Right? She had alleged on social media that Karen Sukan subjected her to physical and emotional violence since 2018. The police had charged him with assault and threatening behavior. Of course, she later asked the court to warn him. Warn him. Magistrate confirmed that she was not being coerced, dismissing the charges and fining her $60,000 for wasting the court's time. Let's end on that note. You've been warned. You've been warned. Folks, thank you for being here with us this evening. Thank you so much. That was a pleasure to be here with you. Fantastic, folks. Thank you so much. We're going to leave it there. Good to have had you on the live. Mark and Meiji and Destro and Mike and Carlin and is it a Nancy? Heaven and Mandy, Marlon. Good to have all of you here this evening, folks. Thank you so much. Share the live before you go. Smash that emoji button as well. And we're going to see you guys back here on the next one. Stay safe and have a fantastic rest of the week. Stay safe, guys.